from Los Angeles, California, home of the World Championship Los Angeles Lakers. It is time for the Illuminated Wrestling Order show. I'm your girl, Jay, from Los Angeles, California, home of the Los Angeles Lakers, and I am joined by the two best co-hosts who are indulging me way more than I need to be indulged. My boy Nate, my boy Pumps. What's going on, men?
It's just I'm also from Los Angeles as well, and not as excited as Jay is. But for real, congratulations to the Lakers. I think you guys did Kobe proud. It was pretty cool to see as that happened. As much as I'm still in utter pain about my Clippers. That's why I chose to wear all black on the show today, in solitude, for Dak Prescott's ankle. No, yeah, that was bad. That was really bad today. That was bad.
Not a good day for feet.
No.
What's going on, Pumps? What's good with you, fam?
Oh, well, just because it's you, Jay, even though I'm a Bucks fan, I figured I would bust these out.
The old Kobe's.
If you know.
The Adidas Kobe's.
You know. The Adidas Kobe 2s. So, you're welcome.
I have some Laker Timbs. I started to put like my Timbs in the background, but I'm like, okay, that's just overkill. And the fact that a LA person would have Timbs to begin with is kind of ridiculous. But they're Laker Timbs, okay. But we're not gonna overkill you guys with I'm not gonna overkill you guys with Laker fan revelry tonight. We are going to talk about some wrestling. We're going to talk about the draft, of course. WWE had their draft this week, part one of the draft. We're going to talk about lawsuits. And as you know, we organically find topics interesting on this show. And that's what you guys like. And that's what we like. So that's how it's going to happen. So where should we begin, men? Should we start with the draft? Shall we start with lawsuits? Where should we
well,
do?
Since I brought up Prescott's injury, we might as well talk about the equal injury in NXT that happened. Who, buddy? That was, what's his name, Pumps?
Ridge Holland.
Ridge Holland. He might not be the same either.
Oh, I would say he's gonna have way more of a mat-based style after this. The sad thing is,
Ridge is going to become a submission specialist.
He was catching. He didn't even dive. That's the sad thing.
Yeah. You sent that video.
I watched that clip, and usually I'm totally repulsed by injuries like that with legs, from if you're MMA, from when Anderson Silva snapped his joint to this tonight. But that one I watched a few times. Is it me, or could you hear the snap?
I heard a crunch.
I watched that video 3 times and was watching the wrong guy.
That's so on brand for you. Oh my God.
I watched the guy doing the dive and was like, what? Guy seems fucking fine to me.
What happened? He got up and kicked him. I don't get it.
Is this what's a big deal about this? And then I watched it a couple more times and went, oh.
I didn't even see the whole match. Why were all those referees there anyway? Was it part of the show? Was it they were brawling and all those guys were out there to break it up?
I think they ran from the back. I don't know. I didn't watch the whole thing.
I just remember thinking, why are all these referees here? And then I watched him tumble and I went, I hear his bones snapping, and that's disgusting.
Yeah, I heard the same thing and I was just like, no, it's got to be the mat. But if you heard it too.
No, he got crunched up It just sounded like popcorn. It was just horrible. Man, I feel like there's a curse happening in wrestling. There's so many terrible, terrible injuries lately. Even more so back in the day, they didn't even have all the advancements of all these good pads and all these doctors and stuff, but everybody is getting jacked up. Is it because they roid? No, why is everybody getting jacked up on all brands?
Now, this is just the first thing. Is it because they're not wrestling so many times a week, you think, and they get cold? You know what I mean? Like they're kind of used to wrestling 4 days a week or so, and now it's twice or once maybe. And I don't know. Do you think that makes sense or no? Am I overthinking it?
No, I think that makes sense because when I look at boxing, back in the day, people fought like 15 rounds and people fought like every single month. And there wasn't all these like head injuries and orbital bone and this and that and the third. And people had long, illustrious careers. But it seems like every other weekend in any of these combat sports, people are getting jacked up. Maybe they're overtraining.
It's pro football too. And pro football, guys, there's been more injuries to stars this year in pro football than I can ever remember. And I mean, unless these guys are rolling around the mat during, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I mean, what are they doing for those days? Like I assume they're going to the gym, but I don't know. Maybe that could be the reason. Maybe not. I don't know. I'm not a wrestler, so I can't.
They're on their contractual Twitch.
Yeah. They got to be on Twitch for the man.
Man, their legs are getting jacked up, but their thumbs is on point.
Yeah.
The test of strengths are going to be wild.
There's the test of thumb strength.
Yep.
Ooh, maybe they should go right in the show again. You know how they do all these stupid vignettes where they're doing weird things and competing things? Maybe they should just thumb wrestle now.
That would be, I'm telling you. Wasn't Miro on AEW playing video games this week with fucking Billy Mitchell?
That was 2 weeks ago.
Damn it, Pumps. Fuck
but
you.
They were playing again this week, but Billy Mitchell was last week. It was
nobody,
glorious.
And nobody knew who he was. I feel like
he follows Pumps on Instagram, so I don't know how that happened. I don't know how it happened.
Jay, do you know who Billy Mitchell is?
I have no idea.
Oh.
There's a documentary that you should check out that is
The King of Kong, a fistful of quarters.
Yeah, it's called The King of Kong, and it is about this dude who is trying to go for the Donkey Kong World Championship. And the guy that holds the record is this total heel. He fucking has a mullet. He wears obnoxious ties. He's an asshole. And the other guy is like the stay-at-home dad that plays in his garage. It's like a total like antagonist, protagonist, but it's real. And they meet and play Donkey Kong, and it gives you the history of arcade games and shit. It's really, really good.
I'm gonna watch that.
It might be on Amazon Prime. I would check it out.
It was forever. It bounced back and forth from Netflix and Amazon for the longest, but it's one of the best documentaries out there.
You don't even need to like video games.
No, not at all.
Well done. It's so well done because you get into these people's lives and shit. It's really
and the people that surround these video game high scores are exactly who you think they are. Like,
it's fascinating. It's fascinating. It's like that documentary Trekkies. It's fascinating.
Yes.
Okay, well, I'm gonna look at that because we need something to watch. Maybe some kind of way it can work itself into, because there's not gonna be anybody left after this. The only people who are gonna be left wrestling is gonna be like The Miz and
Randy Orton.
And Big Show.
And that's don't say that, please. We're about to get a whole run of silver matches. It's going to be the Big Show. It's going to be Mark Henry. Yeah. Who else are their beloveds? HBK. Just bring all the old dudes. Hell, bring Ric Flair out. He can just.
AEW signed all the old guys to manage, so.
No, not all of them.
Come on, bro. Greg the Hammer Valentine was in the crowd this week.
It made sense. It was a historic match between Piper and Valentine.
Did you watch it?
Of course
Yeah, well, guess what? I didn't.
Yeah. Whoa. This is my surprise face.
We know Punk's gonna watch it all.
But I did watch
just AEW.
I want you to know that I did want to watch it. I just couldn't get around to it. But the highlights.
Fit it in.
So they had blood. I saw.
Oh yeah, yeah.
How many pumps did it get?
Ooh, for a TV match, 4.
4 pumps.
For a TV match, absolutely, yeah.
4.
All right, I like it.
Okay, I might have to go back and watch it. I'm lying.
And it was good.
There was a title change.
There was a title change. I think they kind of spoiled it a little bit early because there was blood from, I think he's number 3 or 4 in the Dark Order, but it's Silver, John Silver, I think is his name. And he bled immediately, so it kind of took the wind out of the sails for that. But other than that, it was great.
I like it. All right.
Brandy was around but didn't get involved. It was fantastic.
What was Brandy doing, Pumps? Did she redeem herself this week for you?
Well,
hey, real quick.
Sure.
Hold on. Before you answer that, Pumps, I listened to Cornette this week, which I know makes you excited because that's your show. And
I got to get my shit in, pal.
and he was talking about a spot where Brandy like took out a whole bunch of dudes with like a tope suicida or something.
Yeah, we talked about this last week.
Shit.
You were here.
Listen, I've been incredibly inebriated the last couple shows. Today I'm actually sober.
Sober for Nate.
But I don't know. When I heard him describe Brandy doing a suicida and knocking over like 7 guys, I just could picture Pumps with like the cartoon smoke coming out of his ears and his face.
Yeah. It was bad. She didn't even knock him over. She just kind of like hit them, and then they kind of had to flop.
Like 100 pounds. Like she's tiny.
And she did it onto Brody Lee, who's every bit of 240.
Oh, way heavier than that. Brody Lee was 265.
I was being nice.
Yeah, because Brody Lee's 240. I'm 350.
He's also like 4 inches taller than you.
You know, again, if we didn't have Pumps, what would we do? You know, I try. Please don't kill me in the comments, y'all. I tried to watch other stuff, but there's just not enough hours in the week.
Yeah, you have a very taxing job where you're online, especially right now, doing stuff all day. So I don't blame you if you don't want to sit in front of a computer screen on your off time and watch, wrestling from a promotion. We know, yeah.
But what's funny is it's even hard to watch like the WWE stuff.
Of course, I'm with you, yeah.
NXT and AEW have their shows on, but I have to I have to zone out and just listen to that.
Well, that's why we have the 3-headed dragon. We lean on each other.
That's right.
I mean, what works for me is like I will watch AEW and then I'll listen. I have some recaps that I listen to, and if there is something that I'm like, ooh, I should check that out, then I'll make it a point to do it. But if not, I'll just listen and kind of get the feedback.
Yeah, you get the gist. It's like this. Like we're going to talk about the draft here in a minute, and I didn't watch the draft, but I looked at the draft order and people, and I've got opinions about it.
Yeah.
I'm sure we all do,
Yeah.
So, okay, well then, Pumps, what would you say are your top 3 to 4 sources that you like to listen to that kind of guides you in that direction? You already mentioned one, but what are those shows that you like that make you go, okay, I'll go check this out because they're talking about it? Who do you like?
Honestly, it's really just one brand. It's a YouTube channel, and they do a podcast every morning, which is good because I can listen to it on my commute to work. It's What Culture.
Oh, okay, I heard of them, yeah.
And they condense everything. They condense a 3-hour Raw into 20 minutes, and I'm like, perfect.
Yeah, I need that. I'm gonna start listening to that.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard of them before.
And then I'll catch Cornette. Just, because for the trolls, for the lols.
Yeah, I know for a fact you don't agree with a lot of stuff.
No, God, no.
But he's fucking entertaining. And he shits on Trump mercilessly, and it makes me laugh.
Oh, God, yeah.
I love it.
Oh, God, yeah.
I'll have to listen to that then.
Yeah, the thing is, you can't get his like political takes on YouTube. You can get most of his other stuff on YouTube, but you can't. He breaks it down because his shows are like 3.5 hours long every week, twice a week. So it's a lot to take in.
I skip around sometimes. You know what I mean? I'll if he's talking about something I don't want to talk.
You don't want to hear about the Mid-South Coliseum in '77.
But his bit about breakfast biscuits this couple weeks ago was hysterical.
I tell you what, sausage gravy will change your life. I'm just, I'm just saying.
Oh, well, man, let's get into it. Well, let's shift gears. Let's talk about this draft and some of these ridiculous shifts that they did. For those of you who didn't check it out, WWE is doing their yearly draft, and where they mess up what's already a mess anyway. But so couldn't hurt to switch shit around. So they did part 1 of the draft this past week on Smackdown. And we had, the usuals. The champs stayed. Well, the men's champs stayed where they were. Drew McIntyre stays with Raw. Roman Reigns stays with SmackDown. And Asuka stays with Raw. But weirdly not drafted in the first round was Bayley. Bayley is still the SmackDown Women's Champion, but Bayley still is undrafted.
Now, I have a quick...
What's up with that? We know it's going to come to a head with her and Sasha. We'll probably talk about Hell in a Cell and all of that, but could they be a little more slicker about it? It's like, can you buy me dinner before you take me home? Could you do a little better? What is the point of that?
They already gave the match away, so I don't know. I don't get it.
Do you think my girl is going to get anointed?
I think Friday nights might be champ boss time for the foreseeable future.
Now,
I ain't gonna give it to her.
I have a question.
Okay.
How come they got 3? Why do they get 3 picks in each round?
Reasons?
You know what I'm saying?
Well, Raw gets...
What did the first pick be the first round, and the second pick be the second round, and the third pick be the third round? I don't understand.
Facts. That's a good question. They do 6, and they were like, round 1 is complete.
That's what I'm saying. All the teams in the round have picked. That's the round.
I guarantee you, it's the optics of they don't want such and such to be the 64th pick.
Oh.
I guarantee it. I guarantee it.
Feelings.
Yes. They don't want to devalue someone.
Right.
And 64th pick in the draft is Shorty G.
Exactly.
So, and I'm going to ask you this. You're probably not going to know. Why did Raw get to pick 3 people to SmackDown's 2 people?
I do know the answer to this.
Oh,
okay.
Cool.
Because Raw is 3 hours.
Oh.
Fair enough.
Because they were just so
look at the big brain on Brad.
That guy. You know what? I thought they were messing it up, because I remember during one of the transitions, it was SmackDown's turn, but then Stephanie went back to Raw again and gave them an extra pick. And I was like, well, they're just extra. They have nothing popping on Raw. SmackDown's not that much better, but I'm like, well, maybe she's hooking them up with an extra pick, but okay, that makes sense.
No, they get 3-2 because of the extra hour.
And is Joe still part of the commentary? Is he hurt? Is Joe still hurt?
His last injury was that concussion when he was filming that commercial, but that was 6 months ago.
Because they have him listed as part of the commentary team, for fuck's sake.
I'm ready for him to come back.
Whack! That shit is whack, son.
He's good but I'm ready to him to get back in the ring. Somebody needs to do something. Just the whole shit needs an overhaul. There's no current storyline right now that is remotely interesting to me. That is just must-see TV. It's so predictable. It's so remedial. And I'm just like, okay, well, hopefully this little draft will switch it up a bit. I'm sorry for you enthusiasts who are watching who think I'm being see you around the corner, but I'm not feeling it.
How Ray and Dominic Mysterio got drafted higher than The New Day, The Miz and Morrison, Angel Garza, Gulak, Kalisto, Murphy.
Yeah, and that feud continues now on Friday nights because Rollins is on SmackDown.
Rey Mysterio is 40-something years old, right?
Yes.
And That doesn't seem like a good value pick for your brand.
Rey Mysterio obviously has a picture of Vince in the bed with a zebra and a 3-headed midget doing cocaine off of a stripper's ass crack. Because I don't even understand what is this Illuminati hold that the Mysterio family has on the WWE. Like they're not like a legacy family. Like if they were Samoan, I'd get it, but they're not even like a legacy family.
There may or may not be pictures of me floating around like that.
Stick around for the end of the show. I'll spread them out.
Yeah, that's for the fucking Patreon subscribers.
Yeah, that's for the top tier Patreon.
If someone in the chat got them airbrush skills, them Photoshop skills like that, who could hook that up for us.
The chat consists of me right now, so I wouldn't bank on that.
We should take a shirt that just says, it says zebras and 3-headed midgets and cocaine and strippers.
Then, now, forever.
Oh God, that's amazing. I probably would wear that. Actually.
That's fucking really funny.
For sure on the show.
But yeah, I mean, just the draft didn't really make a lot of sense to me. They might as well just put them in a fucking like the Royal Rumble bubble, but the machine, and just have names on it and just do it like a lottery.
Yeah. At least you could justify the randomness, the randomness of it, because like look at this. So that was the first draft. Hell, the Hurt Business got drafted higher than AJ Styles.
That was just one guy, right? It was just Bobby Lashley.
All of them, the whole 4, they're going to stay on Raw, which makes sense because they've got
a team, but the New Day got broke up.
Teams get to stay unless one person is specifically drafted. Yes.
And so what else did we get? No, go ahead, Nate.
So SmackDown didn't want MVP, Shelton Benjamin, or Cedric Alexander.
Apparently not.
They wanted Rey and Dominic Mysterio instead of MVP and Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander.
Yep.
Whew, all right. I got my head wrapped around that one.
You know what's even funnier about that is they drafted Ricochet back, he stays on Raw. Ricochet is not even the one that had the feud. Apollo is the one that had the feud with the Hurt Business. So let's draft the guy who didn't have the feud instead of the guy who's been all in the mix of a storyline. Maybe their storyline is done. I mean, it wasn't all that super hard. At least the matches were entertaining.
Yeah, okay.
I think we see the transition to Retribution with the Hurt Business now. That's the only thing I can guess.
Let's talk that shit about Retribution and the stupid.
You could have drafted all of Retribution. You get all 5 guys for 1 pick, and nobody wanted them.
None of them.
Well, we still have a draft on Monday, tomorrow.
Oh, well, I mean, for your Retribution, do you really want to go in the 6th round, bro? Do you know what kind of drama you've caused the last?
Oh no, they'll be the first pick, so they're number 1. It's fine.
Why would just logically just doesn't make any sense? Why would Retribution even be in a draft? They're the anti-establishment people.
I don't know.
Why did they sign contracts? I don't.
Stop asking questions we can't give you the answer to, everyone.
Stop trying to make this make sense.
Like it was so dumb. Like another thing, like we didn't predict like 2 months ago that Mustafa Ali was the hacker.
We did.
The head. I mean, maybe they've been watching the show. Maybe they're like, shit, how are we gonna tie all this together? Make Mustafa the hacker and make him part of Retribution. But the hacker was hacking dumb things. The hacker was hacking like people spying on Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville. That's the head of the Retribution.
What? Oh, he's the leader?
Yeah.
It's not Donovan.
No.
Drago, Jai Jack.
Rice Cooker is not the head of Retribution.
It's Mustafa Ali.
Yes, sir.
He's not just like the nerdy guy in the van.
He's not the tech guy, no.
Wow.
Wow. Good,
All right.
Good shit, pal.
Okay.
Swerve, bro.
Let's make the Muslim ex-cop the head of the anti-establishment team who's been hacking into the system all this time. Amazing. WWE.
It's just better for the babyface turn at the end. It's fine.
Speaking of babyface turn.
Does anybody any help? And how the fuck does Keith Lee not get picked in the first 6 rounds of this thing?
Because he's fat.
He needs to do some sit-ups, pal.
He's gross. Put him in a t-shirt.
You know, down that Randy's been putting him over like every single week.
Dude, he's killing it.
You're not. So let's go back to this New Day business and how they did it. This is the dumbest faction split I have ever seen. You have the New Day, who's probably like somewhere in history among, I know Pumps, I know you know, like somewhere in history, they're like the most decorated tag team champions. They've been tag champs, what? This is their 8th incarnation.
I know they had the longest reign. They took it from Demolition.
Yeah, in the WWE, I think so, yes. But I think the Dudleys have it overall because they've done all the promotions. But yes, in the WWE, yes, the New Day, I think they've made them the quote-unquote greatest tag team of all time. Yeah.
So they gave them the most unceremonious split up of all time. They came back, the guys came back from injury, a squash match with Shinsuke and his partner, whoever Shinsuke is. And
Tucker is better than Shinsuke Nakamura in this draft. I don't understand.
And then you break up your big time team, your faction, right, with a draft announcement. Not even a heel turn. Like, they didn't even deserve that. Like, come on, man. That's the best they could do for Big E. That's just telling us right now, Big E's his solo run is gonna suck because they're putting nothing into it.
I love Big E. I think Big E should be decorated. I think Big E could be a hell of a fucking heel, and they've turned him into a sideshow.
I hate it. They're gonna bury him. He's gonna be completely buried now. Cause like, what do you do with him? What's his identity gonna be? You know what I'm saying?
Put Big E in Retribution, and he could be big, easy roll down garage door or something.
Electrocardiogram.
Yeah.
Electrocardiogram.
Big electrician's tool belt.
There's just no continuity. Why did you break up one of your top factions of all time with nothing? He's still in his New Day clothes. I would have rather, because the way they were doing it, when they came out and they're like, we're back, and he was looking a little dusty that they were back. And he didn't seem as thrilled as they were. So I'm like, why didn't you do the turn then? Like in the ring? Right. Like, why didn't he clothesline them both over the top rope and take off his little onesie and have a black onesie? He can still wear his little onesies he likes to wear, but at least make it black or gray or something more sinister. But I mean, it just, Big E, you deserve better. I'm gonna have to get off of Sasha Banks now because clearly Sasha is about to get strapped up, and now I gotta get on the Big E. They're not even doing right by you, bro. They broke up your faction for what? You still have the little New Day gear on. Stupid.
Pumps?
I don't know. I don't know what they're doing. It doesn't make any sense. The only reason I would think that they didn't do a heel turn is because they still have the podcast, and I think the podcast is under the umbrella.
How does that do? It just coming.
I don't know.
I gotta pause right here, not for a commercial break, but because Pumps, I gotta ask you: are the animals on your shirts smoking joints?
Cigarettes.
Stop it with your drug pushing, Jay. It's tobacco.
It's for tobacco use only. This is back when Kid Robot was good and they used to make clothing and not, shitty plastic trinkets that you could sell in mass retail. And that's my New York soapbox.
I was looking at you talking. I was like, what's the animal doing on the shirt there?
Yeah.
My kind of animal. Like
I mean, it might be, but most people ash before it gets that long. I don't know. I don't do the weed. I don't know.
the marijuanas.
No.
But you know, so shifting back, the New Day, that made no sense. I'll tell you what did make sense though. Goddamn, the end of Otis and Mandy Rose. My Lord, we don't have to see it no more. They on two different brands now.
Yeah, Mandy Rose was also taking the same round as Ray and Dominic Mysterio. Just every wrestler that's taken ahead of them, I'm just gonna say that again.
What about Bianca? She was drafted in the second round, wasn't she?
Bianca was up top.
I hope they do something with her. They traded their black girls. They're like, oh, send Naomi to the other one. Bring this one.
Also, aren't Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler thrown together team? Right?
Yes.
So just because they happen to be the champions, that brand also gets them both.
Yes.
Even though they weren't really a tag team, they were just kind of thrown together.
Yep.
Got it.
I think because they just don't have a better option.
Got it.
There's no better option for women's tag champions. I mean, they broke up the Iconics, who weren't that great to begin with. They broke up Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross, who I thought they were a decent tag team. I like them working together.
Yeah.
But they've got her into the thing now with the Fiend. Who else is there? There's no more Sasha Bailey. There's no. They split up Naomi and Bianca aren't on the same brand, so you can't make them tag champs. There's the what's the other girls where you guys always talk about her nose?
The Riot Squad, Liv and Ruby.
The Riot Squad. They've been doing a thing with them briefly. I like the Riot Squad girls. They're pretty cool, but now you throw Bianca into a mix over there on SmackDown for what? She's black, Sasha's black, so of course she's gonna have to get into some type of rivalry with Sasha. But in terms of tag teams, there is nothing. It's so bleak. Maybe they need to pull out some of the girls. Aren't there two girls in Retribution who maybe they're potential tag people? Because who else is gonna get down with Shayna and Nia?
It'd have to be. I mean, there was also 163 people not eligible for the draft too. Think about that.
Why weren't they eligible?
Injuries or something. I was wondering what the hell you were doing. I thought you were doing whippets. I saw you busting out these little cylinders.
I was doing fucking nitrous.
I saw you busting out cylinders. I'm like, damn, Nate's taking this Lakers win hard.
My light was dying.
Yes, I saw when you dropped
it. Inside and out. You know what I mean? Oh, thanks, Jay. That's awesome.
Anyway, but no, Charlotte's out, stuff like that. I don't have a breakdown for each person, but
actually, I'm being a cornball. Let me go back to this one because Ember Moon's back.
Yeah,
she's back. So maybe, but she's on what, NXT?
NXT.
They did all this work to finally get women's tag champions, and we don't even really have viable champions.
What about Dana Brooke? Hello.
Dana's
right. How come the women's right? Where's she?
She got drafted ahead of
Did she?
She got drafted ahead of Otis and Angel Garza. She was in the last 1, 2, 3, 4.
Dana Brooke, yeah.
Dana Brooke is good as a filler. As long as she doesn't talk, she's okay.
That's always the sign of a good wrestler.
They've been doing the thing now. Who else is out there? Natalia and Lana.
No, they're just there so Lana can go through a table again.
Praise God.
3 weeks in a row.
We can only hope.
Got through a table 3 weeks in a row?
Yes.
Nia Jax has been putting her through a table every week.
Every week that Rusev's on TV, Miro's on TV, she goes through a table.
No! You think
yes.
Every time.
Every time.
Good job, sis.
At the same time?
Well, it's different days.
Oh, that's right. Shit. If it was like back in the Monday Night War days, when
Nate's hamster wheel was going so fast on that one.
Imagine just be like, all right, they got Nia Jax and Lana in the back just ready for the table spot, and like the minute Miro got on WCW, they just cut to it just to fuck. That would be hysterical.
I could totally see that though, because she kind of, let me get off of Lana. I'm about to talk my mess about Lana. She's probably in Vince's office every week. Oh my God, Vince, I'm not getting to do anything. I know that the other brand is doing their match. You could put me on like mid-card right at this point.
Yeah. So we have a chat from Dean B who says if the WWE wants to take the women's tag division serious, they just need more women wrestlers.
Facts.
I would say quality over quantity.
Yeah, because then you end up like AEW, and you've got Brandy in a top woman wrestler position.
She's the chief brand officer, Nate.
They got a bunch of dope chicks. They're just in NXT.
Which is where they belong. And NXT UK.
Yeah.
Yep. I wonder when Charlotte's going to be coming back. Charlotte has been super duper posing.
She looks ready.
She looks like she is on point. So Charlotte, but even if Charlotte for show is not going to do a tag thing, Becky's been pregnant for 300 years now. So it's probably time for her to come back.
Becky, I'll play with you, Becky. Where's Nikki Cross, Becky?
I like Nikki Cross. I feel like she's so underutilized. She's good in the ring and she's good on the mic. I don't know why they can't get behind her. Like,
she's got an accent. I can't understand her.
I mean, damn, look at what's homeboy? The Raw Men's Champ. He's got that same Scottish Braveheart accent. Drew McIntyre.
But have you seen him, pal? God damn, he looks like a monster, pal.
Yeah, HGH will do that to you.
HGH.
I wasn't feeling him as the champ at first, but he, maybe it's just from him working with Randy Orton, but he really has been growing on me a lot. Like, I like him, but I feel like he's suffering the same thing that Roman Reigns was suffering. It's like he has to be the face, better heel.
That was a bad joke. Sorry.
I didn't hear you, so it's okay.
She said, I think he's suffering from the same thing Roman Reigns was suffering, and I yelled leukemia, which was a bad joke.
Oh.
Come on. I'm just kidding.
I
mean, on the inside, I'm laughing because you know me, but.
Well, you know what? To be honest, when Roman was gone and he came back, all I kept thinking was, when is it going to be okay to start booing him again? Because it's like, if you boo, you're an asshole because he's God sick. Because I was one of them people like, Roman, you fine as hell, but you get on my nerves. And I'm going to boo you every time you come out because they literally hand everything to you like that. And then he went out sick, and I'm like, well, I can't be a dick. And you're like, fuck Roman.
Roman, though. I think it's okay to boo him because that's you. Unless you're like, that's an okay way to boo wrestler, you know what I mean? And not, you know what I mean? It's because then at least if you do it the proper way, I feel like you're letting them know that there's a difference between their character and their real life person. You know what I mean?
It'll be like when Angle came back. Like the "you suck" was like a yeah.
Right. Exactly. Right.
Exactly. Yeah. I missed the "you suck" chance. That was cool. But heel Roman is leaps and bounds better. He doesn't even, Paul Heyman is always great wherever you pop him in. He don't even need Paul Heyman at this point because he's so good at being an ass. And he, I don't think, do we even have any women who watch our show? Thank you, men, for holding us down. But, Roman Reigns.
I get it. Listen,
Can we put this Roman on a t-shirt? I am a Roman fan every week. Thank you.
Yeah, I think most females are, and I understand.
He was.
It's like The Rock. You just look at The Rock and you go, "Yeah, I get it."
Guy, he's always been a good-looking guy, but this version of Roman.
Yeah. Well, he ditched the fuck. I found myself. I watched the Jimmy Uso and Roman match where he beat his ass at the end the other day, and I didn't realize his tattoo went so far back down the backside of his back because he was always in that vest. And I was like,
it's not always been like that. I
found okay, all right.
On Instagram, they were showing the guy, like there's a guy that all the Samoans go to down there where they live, and he just got that done because the other Usos have been making theirs more also.
Yeah. It looks good. I like it.
Yeah. So yes, heel Roman, thumbs up. We like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I actually don't mind the Jey Uso little family. I'm the chief of the family. Little right, it's a nice little filler until they bring
his brother sobers up.
I thought he was learning a new hold.
Nah, they're gonna bring Brock back on some nonsense. I mean, I just want Brock to go over to UFC and get his ass beat appropriately.
He's too old now.
Oh no, he's supposed to go over there, but I think it was
to fight again. Really? Isn't he like fucking? How old is Brock Lesnar?
40,
40 something,
something like that. He was supposed to go back over there and fight the one at John Jones. Like they were.
Oh God.
Something like that.
Huh. All right. Well,
he'll get one payday out of it, and that'll be it.
And then he'll come back 6 times a year.
But you know what? That brings us to another interesting point. After this thing runs its course with Roman and his cousin, Jey Uso, what next? Like, who is that guy who could be the contender, like a real viable foil to Roman Reigns, who's a face?
Dominic Mysterio.
If that comes to fruition in the next couple of months, I am going. Don't you dare speak that into existence. Don't you dare, because you're probably right. Don't you dare.
I think we still have to see who's drafted to SmackDown. And
I think it's pretty obvious with Rollins getting drafted to SmackDown.
Oh yeah, I guess you're right.
Oh, I didn't even.
Oh hey, Lars Sullivan is back, huh?
Ooh, and he tweeted out some D pics over the weekend too.
Of course he did.
Right back at it, old Lars.
Oh, anxiety Sullivan. Didn't he like get super anxiety and that's why he like couldn't come out on Raw or something?
Yeah, he had some performance issues.
So he took his talents to Twitter.
He took his talent. I believe it was Instagram, but yeah.
Was it an accident or a leak?
Oh no, he slid into someone's DMs.
And showed his little Sullivan?
Yes.
He showed his law's arm of the law?
Yes. It oddly had big ears too. I was confused.
Why are famous people still sharing their junk on social media? When will you learn? Just call the chick or the dude or whatever you're into over to where you're at and let them take their own picture. Then you can always be like, that ain't me.
I feel like if you're a celebrity and you're sliding into a chick's DMs, the dick pic isn't going to solidify you hooking up.
It's not.
She either knows who you are or she doesn't. And if she's not a wrestling fan, you're like, oh, you're not a wrestling fan? You don't know who fucking Lars Sullivan is, huh? Check out my fucking low-key hog. And they're just going to be like, oh my God, I've never. Yeah, let me hook up.
That?
Yeah, I don't understand.
I never understood the D pic.
My woman's soapbox with regards to this.
Please do.
Email.
Yeah.
Men of the Illuminati Wrestling Order podcast. A little advice from a woman. I have a child, so clearly I've seen at least one in my life at some point. So I have a daughter. Don't send women pictures of your stuff because we are not motivated by pictures of your stuff. Women, they say that women will decide within a certain amount of time whether or not we'll sleep with you.
It's within the first. I think it's within the first 15 minutes. A girl knows whether or not she would. Doesn't mean she would or will, but she knows within those 15 minutes whether or not she'd give you a shot at the title. It just matters whether it be on Raw or on SmackDown or on a pay-per-view.
Whereas I know even before I talk to you. Spoiler alert, it's always yes. Go ahead.
A guy like Sullivan is a big, brolic dude. I don't think you should have any trouble finding a woman to sleep with you. And I'm not saying, like a butterface or anything. I have no doubt down in Florida, of all places, where physicality reigns supreme above everything, and you have some coins,
right?
You could go to a club or a restaurant or the beach,
right?
And you can find a hot woman to sleep with you the same day. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. Stop sitting, please, famous man, stop doing.
And that goes not even for famous men. That goes for just regular dudes that are dropping these in females' DMs. Like, bro, that's not a deal sealer. I've never understood it. Like,
Florida is like an open state. Like, there's no pandemic apparently down in the state.
Oh, absolutely not. No, Florida is
wherever you want,
yeah.
And you can meet. It's not like here in LA where there's nowhere to go. So it's like you might have to slide in some DMs and see if they feel like playing Russian roulette with the Rona. Okay,
right. But even if that's the case, you don't need a dick pic to help your situation. If anything, it hurts the. I don't understand. I've never understood it.
If you're a guy like Lars, here's how you do it. This is what you do. You want a better chance at it? Don't send a picture. Say, hey, you hungry? Let me send some food to your house. I guarantee it. All women like to eat. Fat women, skinny women love food. That's why we eat y'all food, even when we don't want it. You will eat. Always here's my dick. You never hear some Postmates.
I like it. We are kicking. The jewels are being dropped right now for you guys at home. I want you to know this.
I can't believe you just went with, "Hey girl, you hungry?"
Hey, both of you are involved, so both of you are involved, and both of you with your women. I guarantee you can go in the other room right now and be like, "Hey, baby, you want to go get some ice cream?" Both of you will be like, "Hell yeah, let's go."
I'm not disputing it. I was just having a half-baked moment. I was talking to the horse.
If he's feeling real saucy, he could be like, "Hey, got an Amazon wish list?"
Yeah. I just feel like the dick pic is like the last resort. It's like even when
we are sleeping with you, we don't want the dick pic.
Listen.
Seth Rollins did it, and he's world champion.
That's true. True. Seth Rollins.
Had his drama. Totally unrelated note. I was thinking about Seth Rollins, not his dick, the other day, and I remember when he had his little. Was it the girl? Ended up being the girl's girlfriend, the one whose house got broken into with stalker.
Sonya
Deville. Was it Sonya Deville's ex-girlfriend, Seth's girl? When the
one that was a Nazi?
Yeah, I think so. When they had
Seth's girlfriend was got found out. She was all tatted, right? She got found out to she was had some Nazi related.
I thought that was Jesse James.
We can run down the list of celebrities with Mel Gibson.
That's a whole nother topic. That asshole has a new movie coming out.
I'm not gonna lie, it kind of looks good to me.
Oh my God! If he wasn't such a raging, bigoted anti-Semite, I would definitely check it out.
You couldn't be any more correct, and it makes me feel weird to say that I liked it, but I didn't like it. But I liked the trailer. I thought it was
it looks so entertaining and funny. Just the whole concept. It's just that it's Mel Gibson.
Yeah, but it's Mel Gibson.
Shameful. But the biggest takeaway from all this is, men, stop sending your junk out because. Well, I guess WWE don't care. They got money now. Hell, they're probably making a mold. If you must do something with your penis, check a company and have a mold made of it into a toy.
Yeah.
So real quick before we get out of here, because it's coming up on the hour. Matt Riddle's getting sued.
Oh, perfect segue.
The segues are flowing today. Let me tell you what.
Not as good as last week, but yeah. No, so the girl that accused him during the speaking out, he refuted her claims or whatever, and now she's suing him. Evolve, which is where he worked at the time, and Gabe Sapolsky, who was the booker. ECW people know him as Paul Heyman's right-hand man from back in the day. And I believe the number is 10 million apiece.
Wow.
Which, good luck, because Evolve isn't a thing anymore. So, I mean, it was bought by WWE, but still.
And so just a real quick recap. What are they accusing him of again?
Sexual assault.
Sexual assault, okay.
And defamation.
Gotcha.
And, that's what his is. And then Evolve and Gabe is like suppressing her claims and promoting that type of workplace.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's not a good look.
No.
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 Just stop sending your junk out, man. Stop doing it. It could cost you a lot of money, and then if you turn around and sue, it makes you look like an a-hole. So,
well, he's even more screwed because he already admitted to having interactions of a sexual nature with this woman. So, yeah.
But he's saying it's consensual. It's consensual, obviously, right?
Yes.
Right.
Of course.
So.
And him. On that note.
Well, there you go. Also, Will Hobbs, get a bra because your gyno looks ridiculous. It's insulting. Good God. I don't know how they didn't blur those on TV, but anyway.
I don't even know what you're talking. You talking about that picture you sent us?
Yes. That's Will Hobbs is what happens when you don't take estrogen blockers when you're coming off a cycle.
Got it. Yeah, it did look quite.
Yeah. He's got B cups for real.
Look like you.
I can't divulge my sources. Clearly, I'm not a bodybuilder, but I have a good friend who's very deep in the bodybuilding world. He was Mr. Tennessee. So,
got it.
Yeah.
So he knows it when he sees it.
You met him, Nate. You know who he is.
I did. Yeah.
Estrogen blockers. Huh.
You need estrogen blockers when you're coming off your cycle, so you don't. The term that was popularized in the WWE steroid trial was bitch tits.
Oh, wow. because it. Yeah.
Write that down. I want to do some more reading.
So homework for the week.
Yeah.
Matt Riddle, Lars Sullivan, and bitch tits. This has been the Illuminati.
Yeah, exactly. We brought you the draft results, dick pics.
Yep. And send one to the Postmates if you want to.
Yeah. Are you hungry?
Oh, we can add that to the McMahon cocaine ass crack hookers zebra bitch tits. That'll be the shirt.
And soon our new shirt will say that was last week.
That was last week.
That was last week.
We will be adding that to them. We should have a little store. We should make all these ideas into like a little Teespring store. That way it won't cost us no money. So
we talked about that last week.
Did we?
I still have it written down from the other ones that you guys want. So
that's good stuff.
Exactly. True. So it is the top of the hour. Let's call it to a close. Mr. Pumps, anything you'd like to divulge to the kids besides estrogen blockers of the order?
That's my pro tip for the day, estrogen blockers. No, be safe out there, everybody. The world is opening up, but that does not mean it is a safe world to be in. Just peace and love. That's what we need right now.
I love that. Mr. Nate?
I like that too. I concur. You can find me at all the stuff, nathanhasskill.com. Yeah, everybody just, before you say something, just take a breath. Before you type something, take a breath. You don't need to recycle everything that you read or think.
I'm loving the sage closings, man.
Yeah.
I love it. And for me, my deal. Still trying to get to the 10K. Time is ticking, ticking, ticking. We're already into October. Follow me on all the things. My long ass name, you know what it is.
The one and only.
Yeah.
One and only. I guarantee there's not another single person on planet Earth with my name, first and last name. Not one person. So make sure.
Were you able to lock down your email addresses at just your name at such and such? That's how you know.
I can get pretty much my name anywhere. Don't nobody want this funky name. So yeah, follow me, you guys. It's always a pleasure. I love being with these men on Sunday nights. It's always a good time. And hopefully this draft on Monday will make it make sense and turn a corner, and we'll see what happens in Roman Reigns. If you ever want a new black girl,
Roman Reigns, send Jay some food.
Postmates.
He ain't even got to do all that.
Some D-pics are okay.
Yeah. All he has to do is say hi.
There's a short list of D-pics that are okay.
I love you, Roman Reigns. I love you. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Make sure you follow the Illuminati on Twitter, on Instagram. Visit theilluminati.com. Dropped some serious stories last week about DC Universe stuff, Marvel Universe stuff, Power Ranger stuff. Like, all these good scoops are coming out, castings, things you want to know if you're into that segment of society and that type of film. Make sure you follow, because we are breaking all the scoops at Illuminati.com. And tune in every Sunday night and rock with us. And thanks for watching. Good night.